Hey guys, today I'm going to review the Soundpeats Engine 4. Before I start the review, I want to say a huge thanks to Soundpeats for sending these review in it, but all the thoughts and opinions you're about to hear are my own. So these are TWs which do not have any ANC or transparency, so I won't be talking about them. I'll just give a brief detail about as to what they have. So basically these have two dynamic drivers. One is a 6mm and one is a 10mm. So that's a new for me. I have never really reviewed any TWs which has dual dynamic driver. And these also feature multi-point connectivity with Bluetooth 5.3. And these have the Soundpeats app, the latest Soundpeats app, which is a Peats audio app. I'll show some screenshots on the screen. So when I talk about that, you get an idea as to how it is. The codecs these support are SBC and LDAC. The battery capacity of the case is 350 milliamp hours, and for each of the buds it has 50 milliamp hours. The charging time for the earbuds is 2 hours, and for the case is also 2 hours. The total playtime with the case it comes up to 43 hours, and from a single charge you get up to 12 hours. Let's talk about the battery life a bit. So basically when I did my testing, I got actually more of a battery life. I did my testing at around 30% volume and got around 13 hours of battery life. So that was really good. And now, so these don't have any ANC or transparency. I'll just talk about the app a bit. I'll show some screenshots on the screen so that you can see how the app is like. Basically, the app gives you the ability to see the battery life of the Beats, the Engine 4. You can disable the touch. You can enable the gameplay mode, the game mode, and also you can update your firmware. And you can also see the touch controls. Basically, your single tap, double tap, long press, and all those things. Glad to say that it gives support over everything. Now, one of the big cons of the Engine 4 is with the app. That is, the app is overall really bad. That's it. That is one thing. And even after that, what I want to say is there are two bad things about the app. Which one is that it requires compulsory login. Without any login, you cannot use the app. Second, which is the biggest deal breaker for me, is that without internet, you cannot use the app. So I was trying to use these buds offline. Then I remembered I cannot disable the touch if I do not have internet connection. So yeah, that is probably the biggest con for the Engine Force. Now in the second tab of the app, there is a EQ section. You can use adaptive EQ where it plays some tones and you can understand and you have to press a tap so that you say that yes and no. That's it. And there is EQ, normal EQ, which you can edit yourself. So with the talk of EQ, let's talk about the sound of the Engine 4. Well, the Engine 4 sounds very harmony with big mid bass out of the box. I did not like that sound that much. Although it's a fun sound, I did not like it that much. What I did was I tried adaptive EQ. I didn't like it either. I did an EQ myself, which I'm using as a reference for this review. You can see it on the screen, and that is the EQ I'm using. With this EQ, what happens is you get a good amount of sub bass, a good amount of mid bass, while also maintaining the clarity of the Engine 4. So this I found was the best option for the Engine 4 in terms of sound. So let's talk about the bass. Well, the bass is actually pretty good for the price of $60. You get the tactility of the bass is really nice, especially the mid bass. The sub bass could use a bit of a work. It doesn't rumble that much in some songs, but it was quite good, especially for a TWS at $50 to $60 price point. And talking about the mids, the male vocals, they do take a backseat, but the texture of the male vocals is really good. And the female vocals too, they're really nice, they're sparkly, they're shrilly, what I would like in terms of J-pop. But if you are someone who is sensitive to upper mids, at higher volumes you might find some issues. Talking about the treble actually was quite surprising as to how well it was done, especially in lower volumes. I didn't have any issues. Even in mid volumes, I didn't have any issues. Only when I upped the volume above mid to high volumes, that time the treble did sound a bit uneven and it did sound peaky. So do keep that in mind. The soundstage of the Engine 4 is pretty decent. It has decent amount of width and decent amount of depth. The imaging too was good. No issues with that. Overall, I do think the Soundpeats Engine 4 for its price of $50 to $60 is really good. If you want a good sounding TWS and you just care about the sound and you do not want to spend much and you are okay with EQing, then the Engine 4 is really good. I highly suggest checking these out. And as for fit wise, they're a bit big, so do keep that in mind. Sorry, yeah, they're a bit big, a bit chunky, but hey, they're pretty decent when they're pretty good when it comes to in terms of sound. So yeah, that's my review of the Soundpeats Engine 4. If you have any comments, please do comment below and ask. Like and subscribe. That really helps me out a lot. 94% of the people aren't subscribed, so I would really appreciate if you could do that. I hope you have a great day ahead. Bye.